Yo, what's up, Taurus? Welcome to your monthly forecast for the month of November 2017. Taurus, the sun is going to be in your area of relationship throughout the month of November 2017. So if you're a single Taurus, this is the time for you to make an effort to enter into a one-on-one relationship if that's what you want, Taurus. So if there's somebody you got your eye on, let them know how you feel. And for you Taurus that are coupled up, there's going to be more of a focus on you and your SO. And then following November 21st, the sun is going to shift and it's going to move into an area that's more about your shared resource situation. It's more about your shared finances, more about business deals, contracts, negotiations. Following November 21st, when the sun shifts, potentially there's going to be a higher frequency of sexual encounters in your life. But those are the main themes for you, Taurus, for the month of November 2017. Now I'm going to talk about some more specific major astrological influences that are set to occur this month and what they mean for you. Right off the bat, on November 2nd, Mercury is aspecting retrograding Chiron. Now, for you single Tauruses, this could suggest potentially there's somebody on social media that you're attracted to for a relationship. And you might be a bit uncertain about this connection because Chiron's in the mix. Now, Chiron is the asteroid in our solar system. It has to do with unfounded uncertainty. So whatever uncertainty you're having, just push it away. Try to make a connection. Now, for others of you, if you're not attracted to somebody on social media, then potentially if you're single, you're probably looking for, maybe there's potentially somebody in your circle of friends. So you may want to talk to them. You may be a bit hesitant due to Chiron's influence, but once again, just push it away. If you're attracted to somebody for relationship in your friendships, Taurus, let them know. Now, if you are happily coupled up, then potentially this has to do, others of you maybe just going out with some friends, and maybe this is a day where you or your significant other would probably just be interested in spending time with just you, or you just spending time with your significant other, but somehow your friends are factoring in. Maybe you're like going out together, or like, maybe you're not feeling it that much, Taurus. But to kick back to you guys who are single, if you're single, some of you are, maybe you're not that interested in trying online dating, but maybe you want to try it out on November 2nd. You might have some luck with that. On November 4th, there's a full moon in your sign. So, this might cause a little bit of a shift regarding matters of self, Taurus. If you always expected yourself to be a certain way, then you can expect, following the full moon in your sign on November 4th, a potential change in your disposition. So you're not always going to be the same way as you've always been, following this full moon on November 4th, Taurus. And for some of you, this could have to do with a coming to fruition of new beginnings in your life. So this is the first house. This is Taurus. For you as a Taurus, Taurus is the first house of self, and that's where the full moon is happening. Now, these full moons can resonate differently for each of you. For some of you, when the moon goes full in your sign, the moon has very much to do with our emotions. So when it goes full in your sign, potentially it can bring a heightened sense. Maybe you just feel like heightened emotions when the full moon goes in your sign on November 4th. And, once the dust settles, you're going to realize that everything's okay. But, while the moon's going full, you could just be feeling a little bit intense, or, a little bit more emotional than you usually do. And that's not the case for all Tauruses. Some Tauruses, potentially, this could really put you in the spotlight, like in a really great way, a really positive way. Because when the moon goes full, it's like a big spotlight. It's shining its light down on you, Taurus. So you might really enjoy being in the spotlight right around November 4th if you are. And on November 9th, the sun is aspecting Pluto. And this is a great influence for you. Potentially some of you, not all of you, but some of you could be going to a faraway place with somebody who you're in a relationship with. Or if that's not the case, potentially you're attracted to someone who's from a faraway place. And others of you maybe have an attraction for someone who's local, who's from a foreign culture. It's going to resonate differently for all Tauruses. Now, others of you, if you're happily coupled up and none of the things I just mentioned apply to your life, then others of you potentially maybe, if you've been happily coupled up for a while, potentially the person you're with, Pluto's in your area of soulmates. So, potentially the person that you're with is possibly your soulmate. And this connection is really being highlighted on November 9th. And you may have a really sultry attraction to this person because Pluto is the planet of sultry attraction. So, this is potentially a deep and very this is a very deep and profound connection. So, like I said, potentially this person, if you're happily coupled up, this may be your soulmate. If you are single, maybe you want to look out for soulmate connections. I'm not saying that, everyone's going to meet their soulmate who's a Taurus on November 9th, but potentially there's somebody who you have a deep attraction for coming around on November 9th. So keep your eyes out. And on November 11th, Saturn is aspecting retrograding Uranus, and this would suggest a potential closed door conversation in your business partnerships, Taurus. So this is set to be something pretty positive, and this might be a substantial event in your life because Saturn is the planet of permanence. Saturn is the planet of long term. So if you have a closed door conversation or some sort of closed door exchange on November 11th, it's going to go very well, and it may be sort of impromptu or unexpected due to Uranus's influence here. Now, others of you might be secretly sexually attracted to someone. So, Saturn's in the area of sexual attraction for you, Taurus, and Uranus is in your area of, things that are private and hidden. So potentially some of you are secretly sexually attracted to someone, and you might be able to make a pretty nice connection with this person that day, and it might be unexpected. So look out for that on November 11th. On November 13th, Venus is aligning with Jupiter, and this is occurring in your area of relationships. So something really big. Jupiter's a big planet, so potentially something is very big is happening with love and relationship for you on November 13th, Taurus. So if you are single, this might be a day where that you should definitely let somebody you're interested know that you're attracted, because it may turn into something really positive, and you may expand your life when it comes to love and relationship in a very big way. Now, this is just going to be a day of bliss if you're coupled up. So if you're happily coupled up, enjoy the romantic bliss that this is bringing to your life on November 13th, Taurus. On November 18th, there's a new moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is your area that has to do with relationship. So the new moon is going to hit in Scorpio on November 18th. In the 6 months that follow November 18th, someone new could come into your life for a relationship. Now, if you're happily coupled up, that probably doesn't mean that someone new is going to come into your life for a relationship, and it could be any one of the signs. Just because Scorpio is your area of relationship doesn't mean it's going to be a Scorpio. That just happens to be the part of the sky that has to do with your relationship. So the new moon's going to hit on November 18th, in the 6 months that follow November 18th. If you're happily coupled up but you're not engaged, maybe you're going to get engaged in the 6 months that follow November 18th. If you are engaged already, potentially some of you are going to get married in the 6 months that follow November 18th. And for others of you, if you're single, then there could be somebody coming down the pike for you, Taurus, in the 6 months that follow November 18th. On November 22nd, Neptune is finally going forward. Now, it's been retrograding since June 16th. And once again, retrogrades where the planet looks like it's going backwards. It's not really going backwards, but it looks like it is. Well, what does that mean astrologically? Well, R for retrograde, R for reunion, R for revisit. Potentially since June 16th, some of you might have been in touch with friends from your past, potentially, or maybe even some of you got together with friends from the past. So there's a lot of focus on friendships of the past since June 16th and all the way up until November 22nd, now that Neptune's going forward. Now, for others of you, this might have had to do with a review of technology of some sort. Maybe some of you Tauruses are involved with something that has to do with technology, and since June 16th, you've been reviewing something about something technological that has to do with your life. And obviously not all of you have something like that in your life, but some of you do. Others of you maybe has to do with social media potentially, but whatever you're trying to make progress in regarding friendships, social media, or technology, you should see some progress with it now, because Neptune is finally moving forward in this area of friendship, social media, and technology on November 22nd. On November 24th, Mercury is aspecting retrograding Chiron, and this suggests that some of you have a sexual attraction for somebody who is in your friendships or someone on social media, and this is actually you maybe wanting to communicate with them, because Mercury is the planet of communication. So, how is this situation going? Is it maybe like you just can't make the connection for some reason? Is there a reason why you can't make the connection? Are you I mean, maybe some of you may be attracted, and obviously this isn't going to be the case for all of you, but, potentially somebody online who you're attracted to, but, maybe you're already coupled up and you can't make the connection because you're already coupled up, or maybe they're coupled up and you can't make the connection because they're already coupled up, or who knows, maybe you'll be flirting and communicating with this person anyway, even if they are coupled up or if you're coupled up, and maybe that's why you're feeling a little bit uncertain about it. So I'm not saying that's going to be the case for all Tauruses, but look out for that. If that situation is resonating with you, it's probably due to Mercury's influence with Chiron on November 24th, and on November 30th Pluto is aspecting the North Node. So this could suggest a change of direction that you're having regarding a home life situation. Or if it's not a change of direction, maybe you're making adjustments in your home life. But with the North Node being in your area of home, this is really going to give you some insight about where you're headed regarding your home life, Taurus. And, for others of you, there might be something about a faraway place or a foreign culture or spirituality factoring in there. But thank you for watching this video.